Thank you for your introduction. My name is Csenge Halász, and thank you so much for being here. I'm a PhD student in the University of Miskolc. My research topics are personality rights, especially the right to privacy, and the relationship between privacy and the social media sites. But in my presentation, I would like to talk about the social media's effect on family life, because in my opinion, it is a very interesting and very current topic. First, some introduction. In this digital area, seems superfluous to underline a significant impact technological novels have on daily life of legal subjects. Social media sites can be highlighted, which is an unavoidable economic operator that have a significant influence of the formation of social and political relations. These interfaces is extremely interesting and very complex legal issues, and basically in fields of law. An often articulated point of view, the social media surfaces has brought to light a new and unprecedented area of publicity, which is accompanied a certain degree of transformation of the relations of public and private sphere. Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook from 2010, who stated that privacy has ceased to be a social norm. Against this background, my view is that privacy, including a private and family life, needs a higher than ever level of legal protection. The need for this protection is remarkably characteristic in convention of family life, which represents outstanding value of the legal system. My presentation shall examine how the legal protection of family life can be realized surfaces of social media surfaces. Regarding the structure of my presentation, first I briefly lay out the conceptual and the classificational outstanding, then exploring the pros and cons of social media's effect on family life, after highlighting some problematic aspects from which I shall seek to draw a looking forward conclusion. So, conceptual and classificational foundation. First, the concept of social media. For social media sites, no exact legal conception can be given, although there have been several attempts to conceptualize it. In my opinion, consider social media sites such internet surfaces that are filled with ever-changing content by the users. The framework for it is provided by the site's surface. However, it is important to note that these surfaces do not represent a uniform concept. Several types can be distinguished. To give just a few, for example, we can distinguish social networking sites in the classical sense, such as Facebook, image sharing platform such as Instagram, messaging applications such as Messenger, and professional platforms such as LinkedIn. First and foremost, the complexity should be emphasized regarding social media sites legal regulation. In my opinion, this is a best word we can use these sites. Three levels can be separated regarding the regulations of social media sites. And you can see some example in this PPT chart for Hungarian legal system. The first level is the supranational regulatory standards, which includes consumer protection, for example, copyright, data protection, and electronic communication services, and regulatory standards. The second level means the national member state regulations. To give some example, it includes the legislation below, for example, the fundamental law of Hungary, Act 5 of 2013 on the civil code, and you can see some other example in this chart. The third level is the internal regulation of the given social media sites, such as, for example, terms and conditions, data management policy, and communication standards. With the act of regulation, the person concerned will be part of the user experience provided by the portal. It is necessary to separate two basic legal relationship between the user and the site, and between the legal subjects using the portal. The first, the right to family life. After outlining the basic conceptual and classificational issues related to social media, we shall move on the brief description of the basic norms for family life. Protection of family life is a fundamental right declared by international human rights conventions and documents, and for example, the 6th article on the fundamental law of Hungary, and Act 53 of 2018 on the protection of privacy, and the Civil Code family law book. The fact that protection of the family is an outstanding value of the legal system, a fundamental unit of society. It is also prominent in a sectoral rule. According to the practical guidance case of the European Court of Human Rights, no excessive definition of family can be given. Based on the ECHR case law, the following cases are included. For example, right to be a parent, cases involving children, cases involving couples, and other relations, and some financial interest. With reference to family protection in social media, Act 53 of 2018 of the protection of privacy deserves prominent attention, as it names the right to privacy as one of the sub-areas of the right to protection of family life. The Act already in the preamble refers the impact of digitalization as something that reshaped the personal between relationships and replaced the significant segments of them in the online sphere. Thus, the law states that protection against harassment must extend beyond the material reality to the online space. It describes family life as one of the priority areas for enhanced protection in the private sector. The protection has been formulated by the legislator as follows. You can see in this chart, everyone shall have the right to an enhanced protection of his family life, being an area of private life. The individual and his family member shall also be jointly entitled to the right to respect for family life. Another highest violation or disturbance of the family life of others, or any another highest intrusion into the family life of others shall in particular qualify as the violation of the right to respect for family life. Therefore, family life must be given increased protection of social media sites, and its violation, disturbance, and another highest interference with it must be avoided. And some pros and cons about social media's effect on family life. In connection with the protection with family life, both the positive and negative influences of the platforms should be mentioned. Can be assessed as positive influences. First, making communication easier and faster. Thanks to various messaging applications which offer free voice and video calling, it is easier and faster to keep contact with family members. This, of course, is not a substitute for a personal encounter, but especially in the present situation, which is burned by the coronavirus, it provides an important alternative for families. These platforms have played a remarkably important role in reducing the harmful effects of social isolation. Second, it is easier to access information and orientation. It is very common that leaders of kindergarten and school groups share important and urgent information in a private group chat. Thanks to this platform, information is exchanged very quick and very easy. In the matter of orientation, several informative profiles have been created on social media sites that provide extremely useful day-to-day information, for example, on parenting, on mental health, awareness, and other topics of family life. Finally, it is necessary to mention that these sites being used properly and prudently can serve as entertainment and a tool for socializing. However, it is obvious that the social media sites have brought to light not only positive effects, but in many instances several negative ones. By nature, these sites can be used as a hotbed of personality rights of violations. Both in international and national jurisprudence, there is a growing number of personality right violations on social media sites, most often manifested in the forms of various uploads, some messages, comments, and posts. Regarding accessing information, it is crucial to note the phenomena of fake news spreading on social media sites, against why the sites are practically only tilting and news. Fake news can be divided into two groups, misleading information and disinformation. To eliminate these, Facebook uses, for example, EA algorithm and special apparatus, which has had a Hungarian member since 1st March. Fake news and family relations are connected as minors use these sites may come across fake news every day. This means access the inappropriate information. It is necessary to mention Article 17 of the Convention of the Rights of the Child at this point. It not only guarantees children's right to access to the media, but states the need to develop appropriate directive to protect the children from harmful information and materials. The next one is the social media business model. Social media sites clearly have enormous business opportunities in which the user's attention and active online presence means economic advantage, provide Facebook. Overall, it is very easy to see that Facebook user legal subjects pay Facebook with their attention and personal information, which the platform sells to businesses that advertise on it. This is extremely important to promote law-abiding behavior and to enable parents to draw their children's attention early onto the effects and potential dangers of using social media. From a sociology standpoint, what we have aforementioned as an advantage can also function and a disadvantage. For instance, excessive use of social media sites can take time away from experiencing family relationships. Excessive social media presence is also a major issue. Daily sharing of family programs, photos, events can lead to escalation of the private sphere. As a conclusion, following this train of truths, I shall outline some special issues that require an applicable legal response in the near future. And two specific issues in the social media. First, children's photos and videos on these sites. The first special issue is shared photos of children. There is an ever-growing trend of social media sites to publish family photos and picture children. However, in our view, it would be worth regulating this area to protection children's rights. Personality rights belong to all legal subjects, obviously including children. Parents' upbringing and conducting their child must always act in the best interest of the child. Nevertheless, children, often from a very young age, have a very steady digital footprint, digital history on social media sites without their articulated consent or presumed will due to the irresponsibly and ill-considered actions of their parents. In everyday life, it is also common for the photos to depict the child in a quiet, intimate situation, such as a tiny play during a diaper change. Recently, an 18-year-old girl in Austria has sued her parents for uploading about more than 500 childhood pictures of her without consenting to Facebook. There has never been an example of such litigation in Hungarian court practice, but the issue is clearly part of public discourse and social discourse. To this issue, an efficient and fast legislative response is needed. We are of the view that this area should be regulated in a separate piece of legislation. And the issue leads us to some of neurological question about influencer, as this group very often uses its private family and child pictures and the visual display of its lifestyle for marketing purposes. The verb to influence means to make an impression, have an effect on something. Thus, the influencer is someone who makes an impression or have an effect on a group of people. According to the definition used by a Hungarian national media and info communications authority, those with the ability to influence other purchase decisions and habits, namely on the basis of their expertise, knowledge, position, or connections. From my standpoint, it is just fit to classify these social actors as public actors, as they clearly have influence on a wide range of society. Regarding influencers' activity, it should be also noted that on their private platforms, especially on Instagram, they share a lot of private family-related details deemed practically for marketing purposes. These photos are often used for advertising. That only exciting legal guidance in this matter is how to indicate the advertisement in the flow of influencer marketing of social media. However, there is no legal framework for influencers advertising certain products with their own family relations, pictures of their own children, basically their own lifestyle. Regulating this within the legislative framework is of crucial importance to protect the children's rights in concern. And as a conclusion, it can be stated that the right to undisturbed family life is treated by a number of challenges of social media sites. In 1938, the Curia of the Kingdom of Hungary stated that it was not public interest to satisfy public's just curiously. this Jesuits curiously's limit has been given a new framework thanks to social media sites. Yet it is an important requirement that this curiosity should not infringe on legal boundaries relating to the intimate family life. High level of legal protection exists regarding this matter. However, there are also a number of issues to be regulated. The situation of influencers and children's photos and videos used by them require an urgent legal regulation for which a scientifically detailed interdisciplinary international comparative study of the issue, both from theoretical and practical point of view, is a crucial instrument. And thank you very much your kind attention.